Welcome to the Endsleigh Guide to Planning an Effective Marketing Campaign. I'm Jenny Hudd and I work in marketing at Endsleigh. I've got 9 years experience working in various marketing roles and I regularly plan and execute marketing campaigns. In this podcast, I'm going to take you through a step-by-step guide using examples of how to plan an effective marketing campaign. In addition, I've produced a manual for you to refer to, as well as a working template that you can use when you plan your own campaigns. You can tailor this template to suit your specific needs as required. The level of detail used is aimed at people who have some degree of knowledge and experience of producing marketing campaigns. If you're new to this type of work, it'll give you an understanding, but you may want to gain more information elsewhere. Firstly then, why plan? Any successful marketing campaign must start with a plan. Doing this ensures you reach the right people, with the right message, at the right time and in the most cost-effective way, and that's the key to marketing. Throughout the podcast and supporting material, I've worked in the example that we want to get more sales of the NUS Extra card to help with understanding each step. Okay, step 1, vision and goals. Here you need to think about the vision for the marketing campaign and what it is you want to achieve. Your vision can be as simple as increasing the number of NUS Extra card sales. Next, you need to think about your goals. Your goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timely, which is also known as SMART. So our goal in this marketing campaign aims to increase the NUS Extra card sales by 10% over a 6-week period. Your vision and goals help you stay focused through each step and should be referred to if you begin to go off track or need reminding of what it is you're trying to achieve. Step 2. The situation analysis. This looks at where you are now, the situation you're in with regard to what it is you're promoting. So we're promoting the NUS Extra card. Here you should document the unique selling points of what it is you're promoting and outline the benefits. The benefits of NUS Extra are the various discounts offered to students at a number of high street shops, as well as discounts off things like driving lessons, Virgin Media packages, train tickets and much, much more. Next, you need to think about where you're selling the card, so your distribution channels. You sell the card online and on campus. What's the current market size and the market opportunities? Who would want to buy the card? What does your target audience already know about the NUS Extra card? At this stage, you also need to think about your competitors and who they are. They may not be competing universities, but in our example, could be voucher code websites. They're everywhere right now and used frequently. Your audience may choose to go down that route, which they don't have to pay for, rather than paying the £11 for the card. This could affect your sales. How can you differentiate yourselves from them? Highlight the differences between what you're offering and what they're offering. Why are they different? It could be that research NUS have conducted in the past means that discounts NUS offer are more targeted, useful brands to your members than the voucher code sites. Alternatively, you could be promoting a student event at the SU bar, when on the same night a local bar is offering meal deals and headline entertainment perhaps. You could work in collaboration with them so you both benefit. Competitors come in all shapes and sizes and don't need to be in the same business to compete for your audience. If you do need to do additional research on this area, you should do it within this step. I've produced a separate podcast and manual for conducting meaningful market research, which may be relevant to you now. Now on to step 3, your objectives. This step asks, where do you want to be? What do you need to achieve to reach your goals? These objectives form your campaign measures. By setting these measures means at the end of the marketing campaign, you can look back and see whether your goals have been achieved, determining whether your campaign was a success or a failure. Your objectives will be determined by the type of marketing campaign you're doing and what it is you're promoting. In the case of our example, your objectives will be in the form of perhaps the number of sales achieved as a direct result of your marketing activity. Your target profit projections, so how much money you make in commission as a result of sales. Or perhaps how many inquiries you need to achieve to reach your sales goals, and how many of them will then convert to sales. These measures can be linked. Failure in one could result in other measures not being achieved. Step 4. Determine your audience. Who is it you want to talk to? Our example would be aimed at all those students on and off campus who haven't already got an NUS Extra card. In other marketing campaigns, you might want to target a specific group of members, such as international students, students studying particular subjects, maybe those specifically living off campus, or people in a certain year of study. There are a number of ways you can cut your audience and who it is you want to talk to. This will likely be different in most campaign situations. Determining who you're marketing to means your messages are more targeted and cost-effective. Step 5, your message. This looks at what you want to say and how you're going to say it. It's about delivering the right message. The first thing you need to think about is the single most important message you want to get across. For NUS Extra, this will be that it offers students discounts on a number of things. You may have other messages you want to get across. These are called secondary messages. With NUS Extra, you could outline some discount relationships that may be new this year or have been renegotiated so students get a better deal. These messages can be outlined in subtext, maybe in a slightly smaller font. You also need to think about things you may want to say from a legal perspective. At Ensley, we're regulated by the Financial Services Authority, and we have to say that in everything we do. The key thing here is to make sure that across all promotional material you have consistency. Online ads should look the same as offline ads, and posters should look the same as flyers. This makes sure that your audience easily recognise your promotion. Step 6, your call to action. This is often forgotten on many promotions and is arguably the most important thing you want to tell your audience. This is what you want them to do with the information you've given them. You could have the most amazing promotion outlining everything you wanted to get across in a really eye-catching way, but then if you don't tell them how they can buy or attend what it is you're promoting, no one will. With the NUS Extra card, you want people to buy it, so you need to tell them that, and how they can do it. With NUS Extra, they can go online or buy in person on campus. You need to give them the website address that they need to visit and the location where they can purchase on campus. It's fine to have more than one call to action on a promotion, however you need to think about the method in which you're communicating. If they can buy online and you're promoting online, then you should guide them through to the purchase page online. Your call to action should have a similar level of prominence as your lead message. Next on to step 7, creative. This is where you get to add some character and creative flair to your marketing campaign. You need to think about relevant images, fonts, colours, logos, the language you use, and any straplines if you need them. With your image, you should think about what picture best suits your message. You also need to think about the font you use. This can help with consistency. Ensley use a font called Sari with a mixture of Arial across all their promotions. This makes the wording easily recognisable. Think about famous brands you know and the font that they use. Colours can also play an important role. Ensley use purple, green and grey across all their material. What colour best suits what you're trying to promote? Another key component is the language you use, your tone of voice. What type of language would your audience relate to? How would they connect with what it is you're promoting? Step 8. This is about reaching your audience at the right time. You've determined your audience in step 4, so you now need to think about how you're going to get them to see your promotion. What methods of communication are they most likely to see and respond to? You want to reach members who haven't got an NUS Extra card. Think about all the places you could promote your campaign and choose the most relevant to your audience. In all communication methods, you should think about how you can track your promotion so you know what's worked well and what could be improved. This will help with future campaigns. You need to keep in mind in this step how much each of these communication channels is going to cost you from a budget perspective. In the objective step, you may have outlined your cost per acquisition, which will determine your budget requirements. Step 9, resources. Planning, designing and implementing a marketing campaign can be very resource intensive. You need to think about how many people you're going to need to help you to successfully launch the campaign and to meet your objectives. Will you need to pay these people or will they volunteer? You may already have people resource available to help, meaning no additional costs. Do you have the time resource available alongside other commitments? Do you have the relevant skills available to be able to do what it is you want? Your budget requirements need to take into account everything associated with the campaign: the people, the promotions, any venues you need to book, the production of your promotions, that could be the printing or the advert development. All the costs will add up. If you can, break each cost down so that it's allocated to an individual piece of work. This will later form part of your campaign analysis and success measures. It's important that you follow a logical order of actions to help with a smooth and successful launch. Producing a timing plan will help. Step 10. There are a number of ways you can pull together a timing plan. Each person will find that they use a different method to suit them. I find pulling together a Gantt chart the easiest for me. This can also be known as a roadmap. It outlines the date range across the top of an Excel chart with the actions down the side. You can also add action owners so people have clear responsibilities. A coloured block should be added in the relevant box next to the action and under the applicable date that it needs to be done by. Doing this will keep you on track. You may wish to build in some contingency just in case things slip due to unexpected circumstances. To complete the campaign, a wrap-up should always be done in the form of campaign analysis. The final step, step 11. It's so important to complete this step as it uncovers learnings that you can take forward for future campaigns. Each analysis you do will refine the next campaign, making sure you learn from things that didn't work so well, and more importantly, what did work well and what you should do more of. In order to analyse, you need to think back to your original goal and objectives. Your goals and objectives were SMART, making it easier to analyse them. Did you reach your required number of inquiries? Was your conversion rate what you were expecting? Did your sales increase by 10%? If not, why not? What methods of communication worked better than others? Why? Did you invest enough in the channels that performed better? What could you change for your next marketing campaign? It's likely that you will find some communications were more cost-effective than others. This is fine and is good to uncover, as it means that those areas that didn't work so well can have less money spent on them in future, and those that did work well can have more spend allocated to them. This is vital for cost efficiency. That wraps up each step of planning, designing and implementing a marketing campaign. 1. Vision and goals. 2. Situation analysis. 3. Objectives. 4. Your audience. 5. Message. 6. Call to action. 7. Creative. 8. Promotional strategy. 9. Resource. 10. Your timing plan. And finally 11. Your campaign analysis. Hopefully you found this podcast useful and can apply it to future marketing campaigns you do, no matter how big or small. Please now take some time to read through the manual and the working template to develop your understanding. Thank you for your time.